My name is Duncan. I've lived in Biigtigong right beside Biigtigong all my life. As a young man, I always had extreme curiosity about our history and the trails and canoe routes that our people used. I would visit the elders to talk to them and question them about our history. I soon became aware that Biigtigong was very important to the Biigtigong dynamic. One elder explained it this way: it was our highway. Longlac and Biigtigong were pretty closely connected because of that river. My grandmother was born there as well as most of her sisters and brothers. I talked to them and they indicated they traveled back and forth between Longlac and Biigtigong by canoe. It always fascinated me, and I was determined to one day retrace the route that my ancestors had taken. In 2014, I planned to do the trip with my granddaughter, Kyra Lee. And then in the summer of 2016, our dream had become a reality. On the morning of July 27th, we gathered at the bridge on the Making Ground River on Long Lake.
It's recording.
All right, sorry. Okay.
So anyways, I want to thank everybody, and I want to thank Gord and his wife for coming along, volunteered to come along. Gord has been preparing over the last year. Gary McGuffin and Andrew also. Roy, I'll think of you, and I'll think of your mom, and I'll think of my grandmother.
Well, I wish you good luck, my
The canoe takes you places where a vehicle or anything else can't go. I can put my canoe in the water here and end up in Northwest Territories. Just like jumping on that truck and driving over there. I can do that with my canoe by going through the wilderness all the way. Very nice landing there, eh? As we left the campsite on the west end of McKay Lake, it threatened to rain, but soon cleared up. What did you do with that rock, Kai? Oh. Shortly after noon, we stopped for lunch on the east end of the lake. The area there looked disturbed, and there were fragments of human artifacts. I suspect it might have been the site of the trader McKay's trading post. Towards the east, the river narrows and there's wild rice growing. They were in flower. I'm suspecting that the raising of the lake level from the logging dam at the head of the river prevented the wild rice from growing to its full potential.
Way to go, Kyra. Good balance.
You got some muscle in her after all, eh?
Okay.
Yeah, right? I'm the strongest one here.
Biig is a morpheme from a word meaning to erode or break away. Tig is a morpheme denoting the condition of a river. So Biigtigong in English would mean the breaking away or eroding river. There are 3 log jams between Carmet Landing and Big Rock Rapids.
Oh, it's not bad. Going parallel. Draw the bow. Let's draw at the bow.
I took my power saw to clear these log jams. I was wondering what the people used long ago, because it's hard to cut logs that are in water.
by sitting off and the angle.
When I do these long portages, I'm always amazed at how hardworking our ancestors were. They would just do this as a part of everyday life, day after day.
How?
This is the first big portage going down the river. It's about 200 meters long, roughly about 7 minutes carry one way. When we cleaned the portage last year, we could still see remnants of the original trail, although I lost it a few times.
Yeah? It's not even that bad.
As I wandered over the grown-in trail, I was aware of the fact that my ancestors had walked and stood and carried their birch bark canoes on the very spot that I was standing. I felt a moment of spiritual connection.
I have a feeling it's all gonna tip.
Do it. Actually. We arrived at Dixie campsite late in the afternoon. A wonderful spot with plenty of space for tents.
Feeling better now after eating it.
We're working up to the portage actually.
Yeah, we're working up the big long one there. That should be if we just do that.
Alright. Boy, the fun's never over, is it?
The portage at Dead Man Rapids is on River Left. We named the portage Cedar Portage because it runs through a nice cedar grove alongside the river. Gun Lake is flat calm this morning. As we head south, I'm thinking of some of the other routes that our people use. About halfway down Gun Lake, there's a rock cairn on the south shore. I have no idea who put it there or why it was put there. I did not want to touch it. I felt the need to respect the purpose of whoever put it there.
Okay? Yep.
And then when you get into the back, whoops.
Kyra made cedar tea that evening after supper. It was refreshing and energizing.
things straight.
I know I'm getting tired when I start making mistakes. What's the bow and what's the stern?
Yeah, he says, climb in. So okay. So I climb in and I turn around to sit down and I'm like, how come my seat is in front of me? It's made of,
Oh, nice breeze.
oh,
Heavenly breeze.
yeah.
See, we'll have the wind at our back tomorrow too. Hopefully.
Okay, I'm gonna put this cedar back in here.
When you're done with that cedar, what you do is you put it in a bush and you put a little bit of tobacco on top of it.
I'll do that in the morning.
That night I was visited by the 4 ladies in my dreams. I interpreted this to be the 4 ladies from Longlac who moved to Biigtigong, giving us their blessings for our efforts. Near the old beaver marsh, about halfway across the portage, Kyra found a glass vase half buried in the ground. A testament to the human presence in the past and a reminder that we were not the first ones here. Left this morning without breakfast. We decided to do the High Falls portage while it was still cool in the morning. Even this place did not escape the modifications from modern industrial use. The rock in the center of the falls was blasted to allow freer flow of wood over the falls. My brother Robbie supplied us again today. We were also joined by 4 more canoeists: Dave Crochane and his son Dawson, Ocean Chernesky, and Kaylee Machano. It was good to have the additional company.
Degree in water and trees, and I don't specialize in the economy, and I don't speak the language that you're speaking to me. So I'll speak from my heart. I'll speak from my heart. I'll speak from my heart. We can't put a price.
Go. Let's go. Go.
Yep, that's a weird.
7K at the most.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
7 river.
3, 4, 5, 6.
It's not gonna work. How do you do it? How do you?
Oh, just play around, figure it out.
We did 40 kilometers today. Longest stretch so far. We did not like the campsite again at Camp 19 above the rapids, so we decided to push on to Lake Superior. We phoned in to let them know we were coming, as we could now get cell service. Stopped at Shishigoiwabak to offer tobacco and to thank the ancestors for a safe trip. As we were doing so, An eagle flew around us. Another good sign. The welcoming committee were out in full force. Drums were out and the song sung. They see it can be done now. You know, it's not just a dream, you can do it. All you have to do is get on that canoe and do it. Because when you're out in the wilderness, you depend on each other. You have to depend on each other. You help out. That's the way it is in life. It's not a single journey through life. Everybody knows that. And if those kids can come out and back from those canoe trips with a sense that we have to work together to get where we want to go, they'll work out better as citizens of Biigtigong, citizens of Canada, citizens in this planet. Miigwech, to our grandmothers and grandfathers, were looking after us on this trip. Miigwech.